like movies. We like movies. SeptumSin versus the world. SeptumSin versus the world. SeptumSin versus the world. SeptumSin versus the world.
Greetings and welcome to another episode of SeptumSin versus the world. I'm SeptumSin. Today we are doing another Blu-ray DVD update. Of course, as always, I'm going to cover all the anime that are going to be released, this time on the 29th of April, 2025, and a few other items that I find interesting. Don't worry, I'll tell you when the anime ends, so if you're here just for the anime, I'm going to shut her down. But if you're here to see what else I might be interested in, or things I thought were pretty cool coming out this week, stay tuned after. But in any case, let's get started. And of course, you can see one that might be a familiar face about people going to Antarctica. You know, we gotta have cute girls going places, doing things. That's anime staple. So we get a re-release of A Place Further Than the Universe. So we had a limited edition that came out. I bought it on the OOP sale that Shout did. And of course, now it's been re-released. So this is more of the standard release of it, which the price is much better. Now, it says only 78 left in stock. You know, I think this one will stay around a lot longer. But $53.99. So, you know, that's not too bad for what it is. I haven't seen it yet, but you know what? I'm fine with that. I will see it eventually. And, you know, it looks like an entertaining series. It does. Of course, our next one is not that. It is actually the Naruto Shippuden Set 6, which I am going to... There we go. For some reason, I got taken to Amazon for it on this one. But let's take it over here. Not there. There we go. So Naruto Shippuden Set 6 Blu-ray. Now this one, again, I think it's kind of cool that we're getting them out and they're going to be a little bit more compact. I like that. I am thinking like maybe when I get a little bit of an extra infusion on money, I might go ahead and get that collection that has all the regular Naruto stuff. That would significantly shrink the size of my Naruto collection. I do like the special editions, but having it look a little bit better, play a little bit better, last a little longer, it might be worth the work. But, you know, Shippuden is a decent enough series. It suffers from the same thing that Naruto does as a whole, and that is, well, tons and tons of filler content. Nowhere near as much as the Naruto series. There's a certain part where it's just all filler for a while. Now, this one, again, I'm glad that they got through it. I'm glad they finished the story. I would love to see sort of a different series, like Dragon Ball Z did this as well. I think this would be great that you could take Naruto. I think they could return to the well, especially now that Boruto is kind of ended. You know, wait till all that's done and then just do a Naruto to Boruto and just do it without any filler episode. Just go straight in. Go the manga straight from beginning to end with increased animation quality. I think it would be just great there. So let's see here. Now, I remember now what the other. So the next one up is the Rick and Morty anime. I guess because I ended up adding it to my cart because I will be getting this eventually. I've heard it's not nearly as good as the series, but I'm a somewhat Rick and Morty fan. I'm kind of a lukewarm one. I'm just going to keep it in my cart until I get, you know, $75 worth of stuff. It's not one that I'm worried about going like out of print or super expensive. So, you know, it's not one I have to get right away, but it's one that I definitely eventually want. It's this cute little comedy. I'm curious how it compares to the American cartoon. It doesn't look all that different, to tell you the truth. Maybe a little bit, but not by much. And finally, on Sentai, we have the second half of the newer Urusei Yatsura series. So seasons 3 and 4, and that should complete it for us, which is great. I like completing things. I like having everything. That way I can just get in and watch it. I actually have this. So if you pre-ordered it, you probably already have it. You're going to see this in a pickup later. Probably later this week, maybe. Wednesday, maybe, if I can edit in time. But this one, it looks fun. I mean, I like Urusei Yatsura. I thought it was really great, and I am looking forward to seeing that newer series. I've heard mixed, but it was a great series back in the day. I'm not sure it would hold up, but we'll see. I'm not sure how Aitaru holds up. All right, now onto the non-animu. So certain things are fun, and I'm glad to see that The Beyond is getting a 4K release. The Beyond is definitely one of those classic Lovecraftian movies. It is pretty damned interesting. So I am glad to see it is getting a 4K release. I haven't heard of a lot of the places releasing it, but hey, it's the Deluxe Limited Eye of Ebon Edition. It's this kind of creepy thing. This guy gets exposed to this stuff. He gets changed, and it's very disturbing in a lot of ways, but it's still a classic horror film. So we had a bunch of Clint Eastwood things releasing. Now, I'm not a huge fan of Clint Eastwood these days, but Clint Eastwood did hold my childhood quite a bit. So let's talk about some of these. So we got Pale Rider, which is about this kind of preacher that has come around and saves this group that's being abused by these wealthy people. It's actually kind of funny that he plays a guy who is basically sticking up for the little man over the wealthy bad guys. It just seems kind of maybe ironic is the word. But that's pretty cool there, which is still an excellent film. All these spaghetti westerns are excellent. We got Dirty Harry, where he's most people probably have at least heard of Dirty Harry, for goodness sakes. And I think that's good. I mean, Dirty Harry is kind of timeless. He's that cop who goes beyond. He breaks the rules in order to catch the bad guys. And I've got a really cool Dirty Harry DVD collection. If they ever come up with a good Dirty Harry collection that's really high quality, maybe 4K, I might think about upgrading. Mine's just such a cool collection, it's hard to not. So like my Alfred Hitchcock Velvet collection, it's just hard to do that. Then we got Pale Rider. That's another really good one. Again, these are all great spaghetti westerns. You know, this is about similar thing. Yeah, this person who is kind of. This is the one about the preacher. The other one is Pale Rider was a different one. But again, he's this man with no name type character, goes in, helps the downtrodden from the powerful, and a lot of that concept. Then we got Outlaw Josie Wales, which was my father's favorite Western. I mean, it's a pretty decent one. I mean, you've got this guy, he's coming in, there's a lot of former Civil War stuff. And he's out for vengeance about these renegades who murdered his family. It is pretty cool. Of course, Gandhi is a figure of mixed origins, something that, when we look at what he was, but there is still a good message there, and this is an amazing film. If you haven't seen Gandhi, you should. I have it on Blu-ray, so I'm not too stretched to get it on 4K, but if you haven't seen it, you should. And finally, Wacky Races. Now, Wacky Races is one I watched a ton as a kid. And it's the, I mean, a lot of these characters have other things, but have other, like, things that they're a part of. Like Penelope Pitstop has her own show. Snidely Whiplash is, I believe, the villain. Of course, you got Muttley. That kind of character. It's still quite a fun thing to watch as a kid. I don't know how it hold up as an adult, but I'm kind of cool. I'm glad to see a lot of the stuff from my childhood is being re-released by Warner Archives. Well, I hope that this is something that you have enjoyed. Let's see if there's any comments. Usually these are kind of guerrilla up, but sometimes people are like, ooh, look, he's live, and do it. So, nope, which is good. This week, of course, if y'all do pay attention to this, there will probably be no review this week because I'm working on a special show about my my European vacation I took back in late October, early November 2024. So, you get to enjoy that lovely thing. Well, in any case, I hope you've enjoyed this. If you did, hit that subscribe, hit that like button, and share, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.